Hello there, everybody. I hope that Christmas was really good for you, that you got a whole lot of great music and records in your packages, in your presents, that you ate well, that you spent some really great time with your loved ones. Welcome to the final video on my channel for 2018, that is. I will, of course, be back in 2019. And this final video of this year is, of course, the annual year in review, where I'm looking back on the findings I've made during this year, what have been the best, what have been the worst. Previous years I have done this chart of the top 10 best findings. I'm going to do a little bit of a change this year. I felt like I wanted to try to do a kind of award show where I give out, let's call them JorgenS Best Finding of 2018 award to records in different genres that I felt was the really best one in that genre. To somewhat summary the best findings of this year. I hope that you will enjoy this one, and it feels fun to to lead a kind of Grammy or Oscars, and I guess this is the closest I will get to be hosting any one of these shows. So it's going to be interesting. I hope that you will enjoy this one. Hopefully, and it will be not all too long. Starting up with the first category. That is the best 80s finding of the year. 80s normally should be a really big category. However, the past years it have been really bad years for the 80s records, and this year was no exception, unfortunately. I feel that 80s is the genre that have been suffering the most when it comes to thrift stores and flea markets getting lesser and lesser new records in, when people starting to realize the value of records and keeping them. I'm going to go back to that a little bit later on. So I haven't found that much 80s as I want to do, and I'm not counting different kind of soul 80s, because soul music has a genre of its own. I'm talking about 80s pop, synth pop, indie rock, and so on. Maybe a disco, Eurodance, or so on. But we have 5 nominees for this category. One of them is the 80s finding of the year. I always want to say this. The nominees are Lee Ritenour, Color Read, The Bible, Eureka, The Stranglers, Dreamtime, The Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer, The Lotus Eaters, No Sense of Sin. One of these have been chosen to be the 80s finding of the year. Here we have envelope, and the winner is the Lotus Eaters, No Sense of Sin, which is this one that I bought at a nostalgia market in September here in Sundsvall. It is an extremely calming, relaxing, and very airy production, really soft album, and I really like it. I only heard the single, The First Picture of You, before, and when I gave the entire album a chance, it was really something really great, something really great, new wave, almost indie pop style. And even though the singer's voice is a little bit annoying, he has a really extreme vibrate on his voice, and sometimes you get you think of Corey Hart almost when you hear his voice, but the album totally is really relaxing and really great one. So this is the best 80s album this year of what those I have bought. Having some facts, the buying records 2018 wasn't just as strong as it was 2017. That was a marvelous year. The summer and the autumn was pretty much low and was saved by huge amount of CDs that I managed to find. And as I said, the newborn popularity and value for vinyl have made people a whole lot more interested to keep them. Many of their children have talked their parents to let them take over the record collection, because they have realized the value of records, or they're selling their records on the internet or in expensive record stores to get the most money for it. So even if the vinyl is used right now, it's still just as hard to find good stuff as it was around 10 years ago. At least for me it is. So it's interesting. It's great that the vinyl is back, but it has its ups and downs also. Let's move on to the next category. The next category is Best Swedish Finding. And here we have genres, different kind of genres in one category. The thing they have in common is that they are made in Sweden. It doesn't necessarily have to be in Swedish, but the Swedish artists that have made them. So we have variety here of jazz, we have some industry synth rock, we have prog, we have singer-songwriter, we have even comedy. So here are the nominees. Svenska skrattboxen, The Swedish Laughing Box. Peter Lemark sjunger Lemark. Thåström, Centralmassivet. Bo Hansson, Lord of the Ring. Jan Johansson Trio, 8 bitar Johansson. Been a pretty good year for Swedish music. Of course, most of them on CD, but we managed to find pretty good stuff. So let's pick out the winner. The winner is Svenska skrattboxen. And it is this big one, filled with almost 14 CDs with Swedish comedy classics through the years that they have been recorded from different kind of comedy shows with some of the best Swedish comedians, Hasse Tage, Lars Ekborg, Carl Gustaf Lindstedt, and Casino-revyn, Stig Grybe, anything you want. And it contains 7 double CD sets and a huge booklet with the information and history of Swedish comedy. So this one, and it costed me $5 only. So this one is definitely my best Swedish finding of the year. I think we're going right on immediately to the next category. That is the best soul finding of the year. Soul music have been one of the cornerstones this year, and managed to find a whole lot of great soul music from different kind of eras, 90s, 80s, of course a whole lot of 70s, and even some 60s. So a great year for soul music. And that variation from different eras, of course, is being shown here in the nominees, which are Sissy Houston, Rufus featuring Chaka Khan, Street Player, One Way, Wrap Your Body, Atlantic Starr, Radiant, Roberta Flack featuring Donny Hathaway, Soul. Let's see who the winner is. Atlantic Starr, Radiant. An album that I've found at a thrift store, Myrorna, in Uppsala, and was doubtful because I didn't think that Atlantic Starr had made an album so old as this is. This is from 1980, but it was a magnificent album, a really, really great, both funky and smooth, with fantastic production by James Anthony Carmichael, and really great singing, great melodies. He had everything that makes a soul album, and made me realize also that some of the best soul albums really was released in this year, 1980. Maybe I have been too harsh on that year. It was a pretty good album year, 1980, after all. Take a look at some facts again. When it comes to different kind of formats, of course, it has been much vinyl, but vinyl overall has been down a bit, and much to the weak summer and autumn, of course. Summer usually is the best time to buy records, but it was such a big heat here that I guess many outdoors flea markets didn't have the strength to run them during the summertime. CD Up was up very much, of course, much thanks to the jazz CDs I found during the summer, and the Eurodance CDs that I found in the beginning of the year, and also, of course, the free CDs that I found during the autumn. Vinyl singles have been down a bit. I'm trouble to finding singles at different kind of thrift stores that I don't already have, and many of those I have found have been in other genres than the usual 80s singles that I usually buy. CD singles, though, have been better than it has been in years, much thanks to some great Eurodance and dance findings. So hooray for CDs that have been saving this year a lot. So now we're coming to a category that I can't show any kind of records with, because that is how we want it today with new music. Most of the cases, we don't want to have it on singles. We want it to have in streaming, different kind of streamings and so on, Spotify and so. I'm talking about the song of the year, the best song for 2018. The best album of 2018 I can't nominate because I have hardly heard any albums from this year. But it's been I managed to find pretty great month of songs from 2018 that was pretty good. Around 25-30 songs that were pretty good this year. So here are the nominees. Johnny Marr, Hi Hello. U96 and Wolfgang Flür from Kraftwerk, Zoomkost's Musik. The Prodigy, Fight Fire with Fire. Churches and Matt Berninger, My Enemy. Centurion Prime, Sweet Harmony. Drum roll, please. Excitement is big as I reveal that the winner is Johnny Marr, Hi Hello. And Johnny Marr, formerly of the Smiths, formerly of Electronic, made a comeback this year with an album that I've heard some songs from on YouTube, and just as much as I've heard this song very much on the YouTube. And it is such a great and fantastic pop album, a proof that you can do really pop music still today, genuine British pop music that still holds. Even though it isn't selling just as big as it should be, it's still, the British pop industry is still very much alive, even though it doesn't seem like it at the hit charts. And the Johnny Marr song here, I fell in love with from the first time I heard it, and it has been with me through all the years because it's such a fantastic little pop pearl with little sad lyrics. So after that, the best song, we're going to the opposite, the biggest disappointment of the year. Not every album that I buy, of course, is a great one. There are some albums that leave me pretty much disappointed, that I wish that maybe I wouldn't have spent money on that one. This year's nominees, they are Joe Jones Trio, Pop Lovers, Sheena Easton, Fabulous, Sonic, Hear My Cry, Freeze, Anti-Freeze. These are 5 albums that I was having a lot higher hopes on. The 2 of them are, of course, from the free records that I got during this autumn. So I didn't pay all that much for them still. So the winner is sorry, Adam 87, Sheena Easton, Fabulous. This one, I have a lot of Sheena Easton albums that are really, really great. I have so high hopes for this one. This was one that I got for free, so I didn't lose that much. But it was some kind of a modern plastic 70s soul, a way to make covers of great songs in strange modern 70s disco style that I thought was horrible. The originals were much better, so this one left me very, very disappointed. We have some categories left, but let me take some more facts. When it comes to genres, it has been, of course, dominated by jazz and soul. The jazz records have skyrocketed. I found so much jazz this year, of course, due to the jazz CDs that I found this summer, but overall it's been easy to find great jazz. And of course 70s soul also very much, since it is pretty still, at least as compared to jazz I've been listening to since I was 12, it's been 70s soul is still pretty fresh for me. 80s findings, of course, have been down, having a real little down period, as I said. And 90s was up a bit. and it is of course because of the Eurodance CDs that I found in the beginning of the year. 70s overall have a great year with some great singer-songwriter albums, and I'm hoping more 80s for next year. I'm saying that over and over. I'm hoping to find more 80s that I don't have and aren't too expensive either. So, going to one of these hangers now, the 90s. As I said, a great year for 90s findings on CDs, but also one on vinyl. So here are the nominees. Soul to Soul, Volume 5, Believe. Blackmore's Night, Under a Violet Moon. Prince,
Emancipation.
Nancy Griffith, Flyer. David Bowie, The Best of 7 Months in America. And the winner is David Bowie, The Best of 7 Months in America. And it is this album that I bought new. And you might think 90s. This is a release from only 1 year ago. But the original of this one, it was released in 97. So I'm counting it as a 90s album, even though it's a reissue on vinyl. A really great live album, different kinds. Live album and from a radio show, and really great. David Bowie singing both new and old songs, and a really great thing to have. It was new, and it was sealed, and really think this one costed me $10. Very satisfied with it. Moving on to the 70s, that, as I said, doesn't contain soul music, as we already have been going through soul already. And soul here, of course, is dominated by singer-songwriter styles, but also a whole lot of others. Here are the 5 nominees. Dan Fogelberg and Tim Weisberg, twin sons of different mothers. David Bowie, Heroes. Deep Purple, Powerhouse. Carole King, Really Rosie. Orleans, Let There Be Music. So, yet again, let's pick the envelope and see that the winner is Dan Fogelberg, Tim Weisberg, twin sons of different mothers. And that one is this album. A really relaxing and magnificent made singer-songwriter album. I have such a huge respect and love for the music of Dan Fogelberg, and here he combines it with Tim Weisberg, and out came maybe one of the best singer-songwriter albums I've heard. It was really relaxing, such a smooth album that almost made me hypnotized. Moving on here with the category and the nominees for best single. As I said, maybe not the best year for buying singles, but there have been some interesting findings also here. So here are the nominees. Stevie Wonder, Fingertips. Vikingarna, Djingis Khan. Kristina Lindberg, allt blir så tyst och du är min enda kärlek. Le Dio Kultur, Darla Dirla Dada. Rymdimperiet, fel rätt snett, helt fel rätt snett. And the winner is Stevie Wonder and the single Fingertips. This is such an amazing Stevie Wonder here is 12 years old and he's singing like he's never done before. He's entertaining. He just dance around and it's magnificent to listen to. And I found the YouTube clip from from the television show also, and it's amazing. So fantastic to just both see and listen to. So definitely the best finding of the year when it comes to singles. So we have one category left, and it's the one I consider maybe the biggest one, the genre that I bought most from. Of course, that is jazz, the best jazz finding. So much great jazz this year. It was hard to nominate only 5 of them. Could have been a whole lot of more nominees, but those 5 they are. Oscar Peterson Trio bursting out with all-star big band. The Jazz Guitar Story 3 CD box. Anthropology. Lennie Tristano. Duke Ellington, Jazz Party. One of these. Going to get the final JorgenS Best Finding of 2018 award. And that one is Lennie Tristano. I think a lot of you have remembers my love for this pianist, Lennie Tristano. I've talked about him many times. I also said that he is not all that easy to find, and especially not for a reasonable price. However, found this one at a thrift store in Uppsala for $1.
Yes! I went to a store of Myrorna that they had out here. Yet another store that was with overpriced records for flea market stuff. $4 for a CD, low budget CD with Chet Baker among others. But there was one thing that wasn't low budget I got for $1. You know what that was? A Lennie Tristano. I got this one for $1. Not in my wildest dreams I ever thought I was going to find a Lennie Tristano at a flea market for $1. Especially.
And if you want me to name one album that is the best finding of the year of all of this, I think this goes to Lennie Tristano, because this is Lennie Tristano with the trios and quartets, different kind of settings here, and it's just amazing. It's wild, unpredictable, but at the same time so amazingly well made. And Lennie Tristano in his ace for a price that I never thought that I would actually ever be witnessing. So that was 2018. Now what will 2019 bring? Of course We don't know. That is an unwritten book. Let's see what will happen, what we will find. What I can do right now is to wish each and every one of you a very happy New Year. Take it easy on New Year's Eve, and take it easy in the new year, and have a real nice time no matter where you are, no matter what you do. See ya.